Well, hello, and welcome to Pieces of Bad Paints. I'm Pat. I'm a little wild this morning. It's been an interesting morning. One of my kids has I don't know, he got into something. It looks like, or maybe he didn't shower when he should have, and now he's got a rash. So you know, when they're boys transitioning into adolescence, there's some things they kind of have to learn, and sometimes they learn the hard way. And you know, you can sit there and tell them, "Hey, you gotta do these things," and you know, they don't always believe you, and then you know, they believe you. So well, there's that. Hello, Care. What is it? Mm-hmm. You want to come say hi to all the peoples? Hi. Hello, Kidder. We gotta work today, though. I know. You don't want to work. You want to just get rubs. Nope. You want to go exploring. She's been in a strange mood. That is the Miss Octavia. Alright. So, hello, Mr. Rasmus. I'm still trying to get to my first cup of coffee today. I had an emergency with children. Now I just have stuff falling off my desk. Okay, bye. Thank you, Kidder. So it's you know, it's been a day. It's been a day. But you know, the kids are good now, and I think hopefully. And my cat's crazy today. You know, she's in her mood. But you know, we're getting some coffee in. We're about to play some music. We're about to paint some stuff. It's gonna be good times. Yeah, and I got a special rant for later about the dudes around here. But we're gonna get started. Oh, I need that coffee today. We were up last night listening to or watching. What did we watch last night? We watched some goofy movies this weekend, like Johnny Mnemonic, and then Golden Child, and a bunch of old 80s and 90s movies. It was great. My kids are finally getting to the age where, like, you can show them movies that aren't, like, new, and they're like, oh, wait, no, this is a good movie. The story's great. And they can get past, like, the special effects not being on point. I think a lot of them got spoiled. And, now they're like, oh, it's going to be perfect. But, you know, as they get older, they get a little better at it. Okay. We should be ready to go right here. Move the camera back. And where it goes. Boop. Alright, so today we're going to get this painted. We might get around to getting onto the OSL. I'm just a little too big here. I need to be itty bitty. There we go. So we might get onto the OSL today on this. It just kind of depends on where we go and how things work for us. Where'd that bronze go? Well, that's not fun. What did I do with it? I put it up like a good boy. That's a mess. That's funny. Good morning, Mr. McBeardsley. How are you, sir? I think one of my kids might have gotten into the poison ivy, or they have a sweat rash. So my day has been an interesting morning. I'm finally up and among the living and moving around now, so that's good. Alright, so we're going to do, that's a little bit of bronze there. This is a little bit of yellow ochre, which we only need like a tiny bit of. So we're just going to do a little bit on the candle itself. And then we're going to need a little bit of our Naples Yellow. Probably a little bit more of that. That's going to be one of the main colors for our candle. And of course a little bit of white. Assuming we still have some white in here, which I think we do. I keep saying that that's the last of it, and then I keep squeezing like the tiniest little bit out. We still have one more turn of this guy too. Okay, give me just a tiny smattering of white. There we go. Get the rest in there and keep that locked up. Waste not, want not. Alright. So we got that. Man, this morning was wild driving. I'm getting ready to go on a rant, so hold tight. So, driving this morning, taking Kristen to work, which is... Oh, no, wait. I'll tell my story in a minute. Mr. Beardsley has a... He's not doing too bad. Had a decent weekend. Went to dog training. Now, this is you training your dog, right? Not like you're training how to like use dogs. Anyway, went out to eat at Hummus. That's a decent place to eat. Not bad. Bought some magic cards. Made dinner for my sister on Saturday. Japanese curry with tonkatsu. Chilled on Sunday. Nice, man. I made some pulled pork, and we had pulled pork loaded fries. And yeah, it was good. But, you know, boys got whooped on their soccer games. They're playing a bunch of hard teams this week, which is, you know, it's alright. Outdoors about to start, and then things get... Indoors is a different kind of soccer than outdoor. Things get a little bit more even once things go indoor. Or outdoor, I mean. Yeah, I take my girlfriend's dog to a trainer every Friday, help her with behavior and anxiety with strangers. Right on, man. Well, that's a noble thing to do. Alright, so we're gonna go bronze on our candle. Pretty simple, easy stuff here. So anyway, I'm driving to work this morning. And like, this happens a lot. And today I just was like, man, I'm gonna rant about this. But man, we had this guy in this white truck, and he comes flying past, and he's swerving everywhere. He's got nowhere to go. Then there's another one, comes up right behind him, swerving everywhere, got nowhere to go. And they're swerving all around each other. It's like this strange dance. You're kind of waiting to see if one of them will crash into each other. And like, I'm sitting there, and this is what got me, because you know, it is pretty normal. People acting like assholes, but it occurred to me that every morning when we drive down this road, we'll always encounter some guy in a white truck. And it's not the same guy. It's different guys. But it'll always be some guy in a white truck driving like an absolute asshat. And one thing I've noticed about all these trucks is that they're all pristine. They're pristine white trucks. Like, it's been raining like crazy lately. Like crazy. So, you know, these guys had their trucks in the garage because it was these things were pristine. I mean, they looked great, good looking trucks. You know, like not a rain spot on them. And I'm like, man, these guys definitely don't actually do anything with these trucks. They seriously buy these trucks to drive downtown Oklahoma City, park them in a parking garage, and go work in an office? Why do you have this giant, massive, pristine truck if you're not actually going to, treat it like a truck? I was like, man. So I had to kind of think about the mentality of what a person like that would be like. Like, yeah, all ego. It's all ego. It's 100% ego. And I'm not trying to hate on the guys that want to buy a fancy truck and work in an office. Yeah, that's fine, whatever. But my thing is like, what makes them so angry that they have to drive like that? Are they always late? Are they just mad because they didn't get any? Do they just hate their lives? Do they hate their jobs? You just gotta wonder, like, why is it that these guys have to drive so aggressively? Like, what's the point? Because you're not going anywhere, and then I started to think, okay, well, these guys probably just not that, perceptive, or maybe they're just not that with it. But man, golly, it's always white trucks. And I'm not saying that all people who drive white trucks are like that, because you see plenty of people who drive white trucks that are decent fellas or gals, but the ones that drive the pristine, beautiful platinum edition trucks and drive like jackasses, they're all exactly the same. They're the same guy. They almost dress the same. It's really strange. Nick Beardsley says it's truck mentality. Tall trucks make you feel in control. But that's not real, because like, I drove a truck forever. You know what I mean? And like, if you talk to semi drivers, they don't act that way. So it's I don't know. I guess it's a certain type of truck mentality for sure. There's got to be a certain kind of person or certain kind of people that are like this. But again, it's not all people who drive trucks. You get a lot of these farmers out here, man, and they're pretty nice at the stop signs. They're not in any hurry. These guys are always in a freaking hurry. And you're just like, well, where are you in a hurry to go to? In your really pretty truck. I mean, the insurance office so that you can file a claim after you wreck it. I don't know. I was like, man, it's always a white truck. And it's always some sort of limited platinum edition. It's not like the dually flatbed work truck guy. That's not the guy that's always acting a jackass. I mean, sometimes, yeah, but the guys that drive up and down this highway in the pristine white rodeo edition or platinum edition or whatever those are, there's every company's got their own special super edition truck. These guys, it's like they want to be cowboys, but they can't be, or they want to be construction workers, but they're not. And so they're flying back and forth to their office job in the city, angry about it, because they'd rather be doing something else. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's not everyone, but there's definitely a certain personality that falls in that specific category of truck guys. It is, and it's like they all drive the same truck. They all act the same way. It's funny. It's so funny. I'm not even mad about it, really, because it's just, to me, it's one of those things where you're like, God, what are you gonna do? Where are you gonna go with that? What was the point of revving your truck up like that? But I don't know. It's funny. Oh man, people get so mad about stuff. I had a mom get real mad at me at the soccer game this weekend because like the team was acting they were being bullies and they were kind of being crappy. And my youngest son's team, it's just a house team at the soccer joint, And so they're not, they never even have the same coach. And these guys, this is just like my youngest is trying out soccer he was not able to play soccer for a long time because of his cancer died when he was younger. the doctors wouldn't clear him to play for a while, until he had been a certain year with no scans, because it was a brain tumor and all. So anyway, he's still kind of trying it out, see if he really likes it, see if he really wants to play. And he's getting ready to start outdoor this year, and that's going to be awesome. But anyway, the team he's on is not exactly a team that's, it's not built to win games. It's not, it's just a introductory team kind of thing, And these other teams that will come in and play there, and most of them are of varying degrees of difficulty, and abilities and stuff like that. And some of them like to do this thing where they're pretty okay players, and if they played in like the gold lead for their age group, it would be a competitive game. They would McBeardley owes a 1993 Ford Lightning, never acted like an ass. Country roads, yeah. See, that's the thing, is like it's just not, I don't know, man. It's crazy. People in those trucks are crazy. They're nuts. I don't even know what to do with them sometimes. But anyway, so the soccer team, man, they're like, they're kicking the snot out of us. And then they start getting a little cocky. And our boys kind of like get it together for a little bit. And they hang several goals on them. And man, this team starts getting mad, because they had been being really rude, really kind of obnoxious. And our team starts to put goals in the box, and they're getting irritated and irritated and irritated. And after the game, they had taken over a little bit later, and they ended up winning by almost 9 points or something like that. It was pretty ridiculous. Even for indoor standards, it's pretty ridiculous. But, this little house team had taken them further than any of the other teams on the table. And so, they had got a chip on their shoulder about it. And so as they were winning at the end of the game, they got even shittier. So we're walking out the door, and one of these kids from my son's team wants to fight. And I'm like, listen, man, don't get shit on your hands punching turds. Okay, you don't need that. You just don't, okay? So besides, they're just a bunch of little jackasses. Their parents are probably like that. Don't stress it. And we're walking out the door, and I turn to my son, and I say, that's why you don't be rude. That's why you shouldn't be rude on the pitch. Don't be rude. And one of the little kids from the other team that had beat us was there. And he's like, well, I wasn't. And so I ignore this child, because A, not my kid. B, not my kid. C, I don't really care what this child does with himself. It's not my job to do anything about this. That's his parents' job. Glad he kind of overheard it. Sorry he took it so personally. Obviously, he felt guilty. So anyway, I walk off, because I definitely wasn't trying to stick around this joint. And his mom comes flying out. You're talking shit to my son? Yeah. And I was like, nope. I was talking to my son. I'm sorry that y'all feel guilty about what I said. Obviously, this wouldn't be a problem if you didn't feel guilty about it. You wouldn't be out here angry, and he wouldn't have felt like I was talking to him. So maybe you need to reevaluate that. When she just launched into this giant expletive-filled rage, screaming and yelling at me from across a parking lot at the soccer joint, man. Just screaming. And I'm like, golly. I said, well, I guess we all know where he gets it, don't we? It's like, you're just like, golly, man, over a kid's soccer game at Soccer City in Oklahoma. No one cares. No one cares. So that was my weekend. It's so funny. I just don't understand getting that worked up about it. Like, I see getting mad because you like, I get the kid that got mad and wanted to fight. I get that. I even get the kid that kind of maybe felt like, you know, a little bit of guilt for the situation. I get that too. I don't get getting so angry over the situation that you're going to follow some stranger you don't know out to their vehicle in the middle of the night. Because this is at like 9 o'clock at night, and you're walking out into the dark of a parking lot to a vehicle from a guy you don't know. Yeah, I don't get that behavior from parents either. Yeah, it's just, yeah. Sometimes they just get just too irate. You're like, what? Man, you need to turn that around and think about why that got said. You know, and I can understand maybe they're going to probably pin it on sore losers or whatever. But like, that, you wouldn't feel so guilty if what I said didn't strike a nerve. Okay? Because obviously he felt like his team had been crappy and that maybe he hadn't been part of that and that he was getting lumped in with his team. That was the kind of the look that was on this child's face. So now you've taught this child that you don't actually respect people in the way you should. And is he going to learn to respect other people from that? Or is he going to learn to act like you? And that's the danger of parenting. You got to be careful about that. And that's why I was trying to tell my son, listen, you don't be rude on the pitch because you never know what's going to happen. You might get rude on the pitch and then you walk off this pitch and some big bloke is going to come and beat the brakes off you. You don't know that. So you have to accord yourself professionally if you're going to play a sport. You just should. That's just the way it should be. That's what you should be taught. It's what I was taught. It's what I've taught my other son when he was coming through soccer. That's the way it should be. There's a time and a place, and that place is not at a soccer match for children. Like I said, I'm real sorry that your kid felt guilty, because that's definitely what that was. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, rant over. There's my 2 rants from this weekend. I should change the Monday show to just say ranting and painting. But it seems to me like people in Oklahoma are getting a little bit more agitated lately. Like, I don't know. They're starting to behave more and more like folks from other places I've lived. And I don't know if it's because we have people moving here or what, but man. It usually says it's just good sportsmanship, and it really is. That is also their kids. They should be in it for fun. So many parents got this and forgot the game is for kids. Yeah, that's a big deal. A lot of people have this problem where they already live vicariously through their children. You know, and that's a big problem. I hear stories about my brother's games. The parents said, yeah, they get crazy, bro. They get crazy. It's like there's no need to get like that for a child's game, you know. There's really no need to get like that over an adult version of the game either. I mean, heck, I'm a fan of one of the most brutal soccer clubs there is. They go out and have these weird street fights sometimes and stuff like that. And it's some of the dumbest crap I've ever heard of. You know, and a lot of my friends that are over there in Scotland, they don't like it either. It's just a certain section of the fan base that's like that. And I understand getting passionate, and I understand getting angry, and I understand all that. It happens to me sometimes. Totally get it. But like, chasing, I don't understand chasing somebody out into a parking lot that you don't know this person, and you're going to chase them out to their car in this day and age in America. Like, you're asking to get shot. You're just asking to get shot. People are just going to shoot you and not care. So that's where I get with it, where I'm like, man, what are you doing? Why would you do that? And that's the part that I don't understand. Like, I even understand her getting mad at the perception that I was, talking crap at her kid or whatever. I even understand that. But like I said, I definitely don't understand getting so freaking worked up that you're going to follow somebody outside and you don't know that person. In this day and age, like when I was a kid, man, maybe a little bit differently, but you were probably just going to get, somebody's just going to fight you back in those days, But now, man, they ain't going to just fight you. They're going to kill you. Like, I'm not going to kill you. Now, I might have to fight you, but you don't want that either, because I'm not the kind of guy that fights fair. I have a machete in my car. Like, I'm not going to kill you, but I'm going to hurt you real bad if you come walking up on me, I'll fight you, but I'm not going to shoot at you. I don't like guns. Well, I don't like guns when it's I like hunting with rifles. But if I gotta fight somebody, man, my instinct is definitely not to go grab a gun. I'm just gonna fight you. And if I don't have a machete on me, I'm gonna fight you with my fist, and that ain't gonna work for you either. So you're not gonna like that. I won't fight fair either. It's still a street fight. Alright, so this is our yellow ochre, and we're just going to cover all these candles in this. And the idea with your candles is you're going to want to do multiple layers here of different colors kind of coming up on each other, because we're dealing with those yellows. And this will give it a little bit more of a beeswaxy color, paraffin color, if you layer these colors in together. It's a strange effect of the eye, but the layering really does help. And ochre's a real good starter if you're going to try and get yellows on. It's usually a pretty decent thick paint or pigment. It's a not quite thick. That's always the wrong word. I'm always saying thick and I mean something else. The opacity of it is really it's good for your first coats. It's strength. It's got like staying power. Yeah, I don't know. People just get crazy, man. And it seems like people are just a little bit more agitated lately. Maybe it's the election. Maybe people are just getting agitated because we got an election coming. And it's a crazy one. This one's going to be nuts. Now, this is weird. So I'm looking at this candle. And like, there's no flames on them. So like, it's not lit. So I need my are there candelabras like this in her tower, and are they lit or not lit? That I need to know that answer to that question. Because I saw like paintings that are not paintings, but I've seen game stills where there's things that are glowing, but they don't look like candles. They look more like, I don't know. There's blue crystals, and then there's like white and a little flame on the ground, I guess. Since I don't play the game, I don't know. It looks like something you pick up. Mana points or something like that. But it definitely looks like these candles are not currently lit. Yeah, because those are wicks, but there's no flame part to it. Now I could sculpt a flame piece on there. So we might actually have to hold off on that part. If that's the case, then everything's going to have a blue hue because we don't have any other light sources except for the off model crystal light source that we're using for that blue light. The blue white light. It's a strange little thing to look at, but it's like when you start looking at the model, you really start noticing in some of these little small bits. That's why I didn't just start doing an OSL lighting before, because we could have started that wall, could have measured where this candle was, and started the. And when we did that, we could have done all the lighting effects at once. But I didn't, because I didn't know what we were looking at exactly, and now I'm glad I didn't, because we may be wrong with this. May not need to be lit. If that's the case, we've got a very different look we're going to end up with. Yeah, we definitely got to figure that one out. If you don't find it before, if you don't get a chance to look at it before I can get online and look at it, let me know if you know, sirs and madams out there in the wide world. So weird. I turned off the thing that tells me how many people are watching, and just started, like, I don't know, going, I guess. It's a lot more comfortable. Trying to stream the game on the computer here at work, I'm having time getting it to open. Don't worry about it, it's not that big a deal. I can still paint this candelabra up, and it's not going to make a difference whether we put the OSL stuff on it or not. Just yet. I just won't paint the wicks. Got it open. That's funny. Alright, so now that that's done, we're going to come over it with this Naples Yellow. Make sure you got your brush strokes good and clean here. Then they're starting to look a little bit more like candle wax. But the two yellows on top of each other make a difference. It doesn't tone the same way. It's a strange trick of the paint and the eye. Come back, tighten up, make sure those brush strokes are tight. If they were, they would have blue flames though. Oh. They are not lit next to her. Okay. So that's good to know. That's actually very good to know. That changes a lot of the approach here. So we've got to, I gotta think. Well, the Candelabra, they're definitely on the bronze side. Yeah, they all looked like they were. I'm going to darken this down a lot from where it is right now, but they all looked like they were bronze. And the back of the window I'm going to do in an iron color. But then again, now that we know what's going on with the light sources, we've got to kind of put a blue. We're going to come back with some of that blue dry brush and blue hue just about everything with that Cerulean Blue. Cerulean. I've now heard it pronounced both ways, so I'm super confused on how you're supposed to pronounce it. And the French writing on there seemed interesting, so, you know. I haven't gone around to looking it up yet, though. That's when I get super interested. I gotta get really interested to look something up like that. Yeah, I was walking up a tower and saw the sconces and Candelabra. They have a blue flame, very light blue light. Yeah, I think we got it good on the. You gotta do your hand exercises, guys. If you don't know how to do these, listen. So make a fist and then stretch your hands out all the way, and then do each of your fingers like this. Bring your hand in like that, like you're touching this together. Okay. And do this with each finger. And kind of stretching it out as you go. Like you're supposed to. I sometimes forget to do that part. Sometimes I'm just going too fast. And then you very gently just kind of rub the knuckles. Get older, your arthritis will start to build up. You've got to take care of your hands. That is one of the bad parts about getting older. Yes, the arthritis and the swelling sucks. If you're a painter. I'm sure it sucks for everybody, honestly. But like as a painter, the arthritis really is like, God. It sucked when I was a chef too. It was starting to kick in when I was a chef, and I was just like, man, this is brutal. Yeah, because if it's a blue light, we're going to have to blue it all. Anything that's going to be interacted with our light from up top is going to have that lightened blue color. So, but now we know we only have one light source because these candles are definitely not lit. Yeah, chef's losing grip strength is always a bad idea. That's how people get injured. Hot stuff falling from the chef hands. One more little super thin coat of this Naples. You'll notice I'm pulling down from the top where all those ripples are from that wax before kind of finishing up from the bottom. I'm trying not to interfere with where I'm creating shadows underneath these little baubles. At least not too much. And if we can't get it, if it didn't look right exactly, we'll, of course, just come back with a wash or something. But we should be able to kind of pull these out without needing a wash. Like I said, I'm trying not to get onto the underneath of this little daub right here. May not even really be able to see it too well because it's so small. And really what we're doing here is setting up for the white to come in, because the white is really going to help us get these shadows and things dictated out. Yeah, poor lady was super mad. Man, and like, I saw this guy freaking out at a cashier this weekend too. Just freaking out at her because his app wasn't working. And it's like, dude, do you think that cashier has any power over the app for Sam's Club, my friend? Like, you're really, you gotta change your expectation levels. It's crazy. Maybe it's the economy. Maybe it's the election. I don't know. It seems like lately people are a little bit more agitated. Could be getting back to school. It's about time for school to start back up. A lot of people get super agitated about that. Super agitated. I missed the spot of bronze. That's why you should always be looking back on your work. Alright, so now we're going to come in with our white. Man, I hate that stuff. Smix Beardsley. If people would just slow down a second, things are much more simpler than they go, oh man. If they just spend a little bit of time just thinking about what's going on around them, man, they'd probably have a better time. Now it's got some texture and some color to it. Yeah. Try to bring that touch of realism to it if you can. It's not the easiest thing in the world. Oh, that's what smells. This water smells. Woo! I didn't change that from Friday. I keep trying to figure out, something kept smelling over here. It's like something smells. I have a really highly active sense of smell. So like it's part of what made me such a great chef, is because like I can literally smell the milk in the refrigerator go bad the day it goes bad. I'm like, we lost that milk. It's part of what made me so good at my job when I was a chef. I kept going, man, something doesn't smell right over here. Something doesn't smell right. I forgot to empty the water on Friday. It's been sitting here all weekend, so it's just old water. Because it wasn't like enough for it to be like something serious. It was like something's kind of. I was wondering if I was gonna find a hairball or something from a cat or something like that. Nope, it was still water. It's funny. But Beardsley says he's a millennial, so if I'm convenienced, I'm more likely to apologize to the person that inconvenienced me. I just don't let minor inconveniences affect me. It's just more important. Yeah, there is a shift, which is great. I'm kind of, a lot of people like give millennials and the Gen Alpha or Gen Z or whatever. They give them the next guys. They give them a bunch of trash, but it's like, you know, there's some better things. It's just some of that's just a better way to live your life. You're not worrying so much about certain things, you know. If a small inconvenience throws my entire schedule, that's honestly. Yeah, I live my life that way now too. It's just like, oh, this sucks. But what am I gonna do? Because you do get to that point where you're just like, man, well, this just kind of ruined my whole day. Like yesterday, I was playing Fallout, and I was trying to get this one last daily mission thing done, so that I could get all the points for the season and all that stuff. You know how it goes on video gaming these days. And I get out of this event to go try and finish this last thing. And this guy just starts unloading on me, and I'm like, bro, I do not want to fight you. You're like, he's like a level 1000 something, and I'm just now kind of getting towards 200. And I'm like, bro, I can't fight you. You're going to whoop my butt. And this guy, like, I tried to hop servers. He hopped servers and found me and kept trying to chase me down. Turns out he just wanted some rare drop mineral called Flux. But it's like, I spent like 10 minutes trying to get rid of this guy. And had I been able to just get rid of this guy, I'd been able to get these points. Yeah. And I'm sitting there like, I'm laughing at him. Because I'm like, oh, well, you know, I missed these points. And I'm just kind of just sitting there, just annoying him, I guess. Because I won't fight him back. Because the second you fire back, you know, he can kill you and take whatever he wants. So I let this dude march me around the map. For like forever, for a minute. For like, it was a solid 10, 15 minutes. I let this guy... I let this guy push my character around this map with trying to kill me. He keeps trying to push me into things where there's enemies to kill me, and I just walk out. And like, we just played this cat and mouse game for a while, and I'm like, what kind of person is sitting here this obsessed with trying to get something off of one little character? Like, what's the point? And then I was like, man, this has got to be a Gen Xer. There's no way this is the new kids. They're too busy trying to do something else. It's like, this has got to be one of my people, and I was ashamed. I was like, God, so obsessed over a material. We didn't used to be that way. Gen X, what happened? Gen Z is right behind. Yeah, Gen Z is behind the millennials, and then it's Gen Alpha. Right, exactly. That's what I thought. I'm glad I had that right. Come here. There's a hair on my palate. If he had just used the chat to communicate like a normal thing, he could have gotten what he needed. I mean, yeah, had he sent me a message and been like, hey, bro, can I have that flux? I really need it. I'd have been like, sure, man. I totally would have given it to him, because, like, I barely am starting to use that stuff right now. So I'm not on the hunt for it yet. You know, I'm not trying to get a bunch of it. But you're gonna act like that, and screw you, bro. You know you can't have it. Kiss my ass. You know, and like, don't just sit there and emote at me either. Emote and then just start shooting at me. Like, bro, come on. I'm not giving you anything now. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna troll you into existence by letting you, I don't know how much time you spent. Because after a while, I just kind of started doing other stuff around my house. I started getting ready for stuff for dinner, because we were doing a pulled pork loaded fries and stuff, so I had to get stuff made. And I was like, every now and again, I'd just go over there and move my guy, because he got me into a combat with some other creature. And so I'd just go move my guy and teleport somewhere else, and then he'd follow me. It'd start again. It's just like, jeez. Like, what is it? You just don't have anything else to do with your time on a Sunday morning? Maybe he's lonely. So funny. Add just a touch more white to the very tip tops of this. Mainly because I want it to be able to pick up our blue colors a little bit harder at the tops. Oof, golly, that stuff does smell. I'm glad we're almost done for the day. Ugh. Go wash my brushes after that. Stinky. And I'm probably the only person who could smell this, by the way. You could probably come over here and, like... yeah. Yeah, quote, hey, I saw you got some flux. I really need some. I can pay you X amount of caps. Or I have blueprints if that might interest you. Hell, you wouldn't even have to say that. Like, honestly, yeah, you could have been like, hey, are you going to use that flux? And I would have been like, nah, bro, here you go. And I'd have dropped it out of my inventory, and I'd have let him have it for free. Because my character in that game is the friendly ranger. I'm the friendly forest ranger. It's my shtick in the game. I go and meet people when they come out of the damn vault and give them a bunch of stuff for free. because I'm that guy. You know, that's my character. I'm not playing an evil character in this game. I'm playing my friendly ranger guy. I have a discount drugstore at my camp. Like, I specifically go out on missions to find drugs that people need, and then I sell them at a discounted price. Yeah, I definitely go to Times Approach and try to buy something 9 times out of 10 people just give it to you for having manners. Yeah, it is. It's like if you just behave, then people are gonna. I don't know. We lost a lot of manners in general somewhere. COVID or something did something to us. I mean, I want to blame COVID, but hell, it could have been. It's not just COVID, because we didn't come out of the Spanish flu ruder to each other. This rudeness thing is a little bit more of a modern problem. And again, really using that white to let it fade through, and you can see how it looks more like candle wax. It's got that almost like it's more see-through than it is pure white, because paraffin wax is like that. And I would assume they're making all of this out of paraffin, because that's the medieval technology, not some sort of factory wax. Although I don't really know. Yeah, I definitely didn't. I don't even need the flux, really, you know? So it's like, I'm just experimenting with it at this point. Because I just finally got to a level where I can do that and make the things that matter for that. It's just like, dude, y'all are crazy. The craziest part was when I hopped servers and he hopped servers to follow me. That's when I was like, okay, bro, I'm just gonna let you shoot at me until you've expended all the bullets you have in your inventory. And then he took out his he took out a chainsaw and then tried to chainsaw me around the map. It was like, oh, this is amazing. You got a serious problem. It's probably the same guy that was driving that truck. I guess, man. Yeah, that's more sore loser than me trying to tell the kids from my son's team, hey, listen, fighting these guys isn't worth it. They're just little shits. Don't worry about it. You know, and then tell be respectful. Like that. That's not. People crazy. Oh, we need to put some wash on that. Where's the grime? Get the grime. Make that shaky sound. All right. The Grime Master. Very gently right here. We're definitely not trying to get this on those candles. We're okay if it gets around it though. We might end up having to come back and touch up some of that, so definitely be aware. And don't try not to get too crazy. I want to play some Fall Footage with you when I was playing a bunch, but I played on Steam. Yeah, they don't have it set up like that yet. I don't know that they ever would. Like, Steam kind of needs to make their money on their own, and Microsoft needs to make their money, and I don't know. It's weird. The video game industry definitely not like it was when I was a kid. It's a whole different game now. Alright. We'll let that dry up and hang out. Might end up having to come back and do a little bit more bronze touch up on it, but for the most part it should be alright for drying. We might dry, like I said, we might dry brush a little bit on there tomorrow, which should be fun. Oh yeah, it's gonna look great. And the whole piece, well, actually, it's easier to do it this way. These things are so big, they're just showing them on the paint cam is not, it doesn't ever work. But there we go. I finished up those books. Oop, get back up there. It doesn't like to sit in there. But yeah, she's looking great. The books all look really awesome. I was really happy with those. Like I said, we'll come back through, and now that we know what's going on with the light, we'll know what to do with our light source. So all our light's going to be coming from the one section up here. It's super dark in my room today. There we go. Ah! A little natural light coming in. That at least help us see some of these details. But so we've got that light. So now we know this is our only light source. So as this comes in, it's gonna affect everything down in there. So we'll have to, like, some of these books are going to be affected. This candelabra, the candelabra is definitely going to be affected. So we've got to figure out what the best position is for that, and then paint it accordingly. And we got everything kind of coming apart. Come off of it, girl. That's my mistake for not locking it all down. Although right now it's a good idea not to, because we don't know exactly what we're doing. Get in here. There we go. But there's all the books at once by themselves without her all of them. They look nice. I was very happy with them. It was a lot of fun painting all those books. Anywho, you guys are awesome. Thanks for coming by. I'll get you a nice screenshot of Ronnie's room later. That way you have a better HD reference picture. Hey, that'd be awesome. I really appreciate that. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I got to go check on my kid who's got whatever kind of rash this is. So, I'm not going to mention names. That way I can protect his innocence and not dox him for for what's going on. But you know, little boy's gotta learn. Gotta shower. Golly, that's bright in my face. It's better. Okay, well, I've been Pat, you've been the audience, and Cervic Beardsley has been the moderator. Yeah, Rasmus has been the fan as usual. And you guys have been awesome. Really appreciate you stopping by. I'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna do some more stuff, paint up some more things, have some more laughs, maybe another rant. Who knows? Yeah, that's all I got. You guys have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye.